Hello, hello, everybody. It's Life Planner time. Erin Condren is my favorite planner brand, and I am always so excited and so grateful to get a box as a preview. However, this year we had some trouble getting my box to me, but I was not able to give you guys a review and a breakdown of all the things that changed before it launched. But the good news is, as I'm going over this today, if you have not shopped and gotten your brand new planner, it's available right now to shop. It is live right now in the store, and there are some really beautiful changes. And I want to walk you through all of them and to show you. And plus, I just am dying to get my own hands on this because I was expecting this box last Tuesday, and I have just been dying to get it. So thank you to the EC team for making sure that this arrived to me. I cannot tell you how grateful I am. I am so excited for these colors too. This is one of the first times I've ever had a hard time choosing between the two major designs. So we're going to dive into it. What we're going to do first is I'm actually going to unbox this with you. I'm going to show you everything that they sent to me, and then we'll go over the changes to the rest of the lineup. So let's get started. Oh my gosh. I did take a little bit of a peek just to make sure that it was the right thing, but it is, and I'm so excited. So most of the time, Erin Condren sends their orders out in these beautiful boxes. And I know depending on the size of your order, sometimes you do get just a regular cardboard box, but the boxes always make me happy when they appear. And everything's always so nicely packaged. But oh my gosh, look at this just like emerald green. The colors are so amazing. I also have a new cover. This is the Choose Your Words cover, and I got to choose everything that I wanted on it. So I got this sweet dusty rose one that says buy me books and tell me I'm pretty. But you basically, I think you get 5 lines of so many characters per, and then you have something that you can put down at the bottom. So I just thought this would be really pretty if I decide to do a reading journal or a writing journal in my EC. So that is super cute. This comes in multiple colors. So I think it comes in black and yellow, pink, and maybe a couple other colors. I also, like I said, I had such a hard time choosing between the legacy design and the toile design because even though I usually don't get the floral designs because the colors are a little bit more muted and I always love the bright colors, this time I had a really hard time because I have an obsession with toile. I love toile so much. And these colors with the pink pinstripes and the toile design, it just looks so classy and so fresh and beautiful. And I love it so much. This is just so beautiful and I can't even get over it. I just love it. So I did get a cover in this design, and then we have the star of the show. So this is the Legacy Planner. The one that I chose for myself is the Legacy Horizontal Planner. So I pretty much, if you've been around at all for a while, you may know that I pretty much buy all of the layouts each year because I am a Franken planner. I like to pull my planners apart and put them together quarterly. So I just have a 3-month planner that might have a dashboard, a vertical, and a bunch of note pages or whatever. And this one, I got the 18-month. So this will start in July. Oh my gosh, the colors, you guys. I know some people are upset about the colors. I'll talk about the colors in a minute. So now that we have everything out of the box, I am going to put the few little accessories over to the side. And I'm also going to take this little packet. This will come free with everyone's purchase. It is a black dual tip fine liner on one side and a bullet point marker on the other side. I am so happy that they're sending these out for free. They did this last year too, because I love these markers, but the black one is the one I use the most. So I have been using these up and I love them. It also comes with this pretty postcard and then a 20% off coupon for your next purchase. So if you are like me and you always purchase multiple in a launch because you like to have them all and Frankenplan them, then you will love the 20% off coupon. So what I will often do is make an order, wait for it to come in, and then use the coupon to place a second order for a different planner. I know not everybody is like me and buys lots of planners, but I do love to Frankenplan my Erin Condren planners. If you want to see some of how I've done that for myself. I have some videos here that you might enjoy, so I'll link some of those down below. But Franken planning is basically just taking the stuff off the coil and then mixing up your planners to make them customized and putting them back on the coil. So if you want to see that process, I have shared it multiple times, so I'm happy to do that. But the real star of the show is this beautiful legacy design. So what we're going to do is I'm going to walk you through the horizontal legacy, and we're going to talk about this particular design and all the changes to the colors and the tabs and the horizontal design in particular. And then we will go into what are the other things that have changed with the other designs. Hourly is mostly stayed the same, but there are big changes to the vertical and to the daily duo and to the A5 size. And so I want to share some of those changes with you. So we'll kind of split this video up in two ways, but I'm so excited to share this and to really just look through it myself. So first, on the outside here, we do have a free ruler. They have been doing a ruler with a tab for as long as I can remember, but I love that they've included the stencil for the past couple of years. So you have basically checklists and a long box that you can fit like a little hourly tab into. You've got a page flag and a little teardrop, a longer one, and you've got various sizes of dots and boxes. So you've got kind of like a quarter box, a half box, etc. And I just think this is very useful. And then you can put it in wherever you want in your planner to be a tab to the date as well. So that is coming with the planners again for free this year. Then if you are new to Erin Condren, welcome. You're going to love this brand. The paper is my favorite in the industry. I love it. But one of my favorite things about it is that you can take the cover off. So this is the legacy planner, but you don't have to get this cover with it. You can get any cover that's available on the website. So if you really like the toile, but you want the colorful inside, just get a toile cover and you can switch them out. So that helps with the decision fatigue. I have probably a collection of 50 or more covers, and I just love them and I switch them out almost weekly and it makes me happy. So this is the legacy design, and I got a rose gold coil. I will confirm it before the end of this video just to make sure, but at some point last year it changed to where rose gold coils no longer cost extra. So you can get the platinum or the rose gold coil for free, no upcharge. And the gold coil, which is the only other coil that's available, I don't think they have a like a multicolor coil like this or anything this year, is $10 additional. And when I went to the website, it still had a plus $10 for the rose gold, but the way it worked last time I ordered was you order it, and then when you get to the checkout page, it takes the $10 off. So I'll double check that for you here so we know for sure if the rose gold will cost any extra. But those are the three coils. Let me know in the comments if you are team, please bring back the black coil, because I love the black coil and I would love for that to be an option again. But anyway, another like one of the biggest changes to the colorful design, which is sort of the flagship Erin Condren design, is that you have all 12 tabs are unique colors and the colors have changed. So I can't remember the exact progression. There are probably people here that would remember it, or I could probably look it up if I wanted to. But when I first started using Erin Condren planners, I think it was 2015. So this is my 11th year, and this is Erin Condren's 20th year. And I think that they had repeated tabs. So like January was also July's color, and you would just see 6 colors repeated. And then at some point they switched to different tab colors where you still have the similar kind of colors, but you would have things like May is a little bit lighter and October is a darker orange. So these have been the colors for a while. And they're kind of like jewel tone colors, and I like them okay. But the new colors are totally my jam. Like I am obsessed with this. So every single tab has changed colors, and they're going more in like an ombre rainbow style rather than just like teal with pink or whatever. Like before it was this teal, pink, mint, purple, orange. Like that's not necessarily in any specific pattern, I guess, but now you've got January will be this dark pink, and then February goes to a lighter pink, and then March goes to kind of a peachy pink. So you're going to start to see that progression of colors. And for my eye, this just brings me joy. Like I just love this and it's making me happy. It's not exactly rainbow order, I don't think, but it's making me happy. And I have seen some rumblings around the internet that some people are very upset about this. So if this is you, my heart goes out to you because I know that people plan stickers and get used to colors and it's hard when the colors change. But for me, this is such a positive change. Like if you want to see them sort of spread out next to each other, you can kind of see these are the old colors and these are the new colors. I love the new colors. My only complaint about the new colors is in the old color, we had a beautiful purple in September. And in the new color scheme, we get one purple tab for the word year, and then everything else is blue, green, yellow, orange, pink. There's no purple. And purple is my favorite. So, well, pink is kind of my favorite, but there's no purple. Anyway, we'll go through every single tab and compare them to the previous tabs, but though all of the colors on the tabs are reflected in this beautiful asterisk design. So this is the legacy design. And one thing I love about the Erin Condren team is that every year it's not just, well, here's the design. Every year the design, there's been a lot of thought that goes into the meaning behind the design. And I really feel like for the 20th anniversary to have this branded asterisk, which has been on their planners for as long as I can remember, just makes me feel happy. And I think also it's just aesthetically pleasing. It's really beautiful. And there's so much bright color. And like you can see on the sticker kit, this emerald green color here, like it feels very modern and fresh, but then there's also something that feels nostalgic about it. I don't know exactly how to explain it because I'm not a design person, but it feels like coming home, but also it feels very joyful. And I feel like I could use some joy in my life right now. And so this is giving me life. I just really, oh my gosh, look at all these colors. And they're so like, I like the gradients, right? So I know I said I was going to do these later, but we have like green and then darker green and then dark blue and then lighter blue. And then we have like an orange, but then a lighter yellow and an orange, a red, a pink. It's just, I like the gradients. I think it's working. I personally am a fan. And this legacy design is just gorgeous. When we open it up, we have that beautiful yellow. This is a very sort of marigold, buttery yellow. And I really think it's quite beautiful. Then we have the vellum sheet. I'm not sure what year we started with the vellum sheets, but for the past couple of years, the vellum sheets have no design on them. And this is a disappointment for me. They're so beautiful. They give the planner a premium feel, and I do enjoy it. However, I really love when there was some kind of design on the edges or like a little hint of something. But for the past couple of years, it's just a plain vellum sheet. So it's still nice, but I want a design anyway. I know we can always ask for stuff. And what I love about the EC team is they do listen and they do try to do what their fans want, what their, customers want. However, you can't please everybody. And we all know that. But anyway, I do think they probably are doing it just to showcase the beauty of the design behind it and to give it that simplicity so it doesn't feel like overdone. But I'd love just a little hint of design on there would be nice. But anyway, we have just the Life Planner page, which often is just a blank page. This page sometimes is just white. So I really love that we get all the colors on that very front page. And then we also have the 2-page spread with the full design on the page. So this says one thoughtful choice repeated with intention multiplies into lasting impact. And you can see how that quote is in the design itself. It's that center point with that butterfly effect, that multiplication of that lasting impact. And that's kind of what I mean by it's not just a design for them. It's always a theme. It's always goes a little deeper. And as a storyteller, I just really appreciate that. And I don't know. I love it. I know I'm gushing, but I do love it. On our 12 boxes page, we do have a little bit of that design at the top that is like a mirror of the other side. And then we have our 12 boxes. I was mentioning this in a recent video that I always love this page and I feel like it's full of possibility. And then I always forget to use it throughout the year. Then we have a pretty minimal 2026, 2027. This is the 18-month planner here. You can get the life planner in 18 months. So it'll go from July to December of 2027, or you can get it in 12 months from July to July next year, or you can get it in 12 months starting in January to December of next year. So any of those configurations you can get for everything but the daily duo. So we have that. I really do love the lines at the bottom, which is helpful for my planning. And I like the minimal design here. Then we've got the heritage and awareness observances. I feel like this has gone through multiple changes. Sometimes it's in the back, sometimes it was stickers, now it's in the front. Then we also have a little contact page here in the front. We start with a little preview of the months leading up to July. And I love that they're doing this because it just shows that they know us well enough to know that we're going to get our planners in April and then we're going to be sad that we can't use them at all until July. So they do give us a May month, June month, and then we have just a notes page. I don't know why that has an extra. I feel like that's an error. I don't know why there's an extra page there. But anyway, I'm sure that if you order the planner in July, it won't include those pages, but it is nice to have those extra months in case you want to start your planner early. So not really a lot of changes here to this. You have to-dos, a little box, and a couple of lined boxes. And then you have the monthly tab. But like I said, the months and the colors are different than they were before. So we're going to, once I get to January, we're going to do a side-by-side comparison of the months. But every month is basically just a bright color with the number and the month name in white, and then you have a white quote. So from this moment, everything can go brighter. Oh no, mine is off. Okay. So mine got coiled wrong. All right. I see what's happening here. Because mine is an early copy, it's coiled wrong. So I was wondering what was going on there. So no big deal. Yours will not be like this. They hand coil this. So this is not machine coiled. This is a person that went in and hand coiled it and made a little error. So basically I'll need to uncoil it because this page should actually go here. So I'll show you in the August spread. We'll switch to August. I mean, look how beautiful this blue is, you guys. This is a true like royal blue. Actually, it matches my Stanley like perfectly. But anyway, loving that. So this is how it should be. So we have August 2026. It's minimal, but you still have the color. And then you have a color blocked notes section on the side. And then we have the dashboard with a lined notes page. And that's the way the July should be. And then we move on to the actual horizontal planner. And this is where some things have changed. So traditionally, horizontal always has had the extra box down at the bottom on the right-hand side. So the Monday would typically be at the top, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, with like a weekly recap type box down at the bottom. They have moved that box to the front of the week. And now you've got just a colorful box and 3 habit trackers. And then you go Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then you have Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday with the color blocked side over here. In the minimal, I don't think you have a color block. I think it's just completely plain here. So you have lines and then a blank box, but I'm not sure what the toile looks like. I think maybe the toile has a different font on the August part, but I haven't seen a toile one. So we might look at it on the website. I got this planner specifically because, like I said, it was so hard to choose because the vertical is always a good choice. The dashboard is really nice, and I used that some last year. The Daily Duo is something I always want to use and then buy and never use because I already have a daily planner. But the hourly also is really nice, a planner that I use quite often. But it doesn't seem like there were very many changes to the hourly, and I wanted to show you one that had some changes. And I keep getting drawn to the horizontal as a way to journal every day, like a gratitude journal. And a little bit, like I already do a 5 year journal in my Hobonichi, but that is usually like, here's what happened with the kids today. And I really would like to be starting my day with a gratitude practice. And I keep coming back to the horizontal planner because it's just the perfect place to write in just a few lines. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 lines with a little box here. So you could put a little sticker, you could put any little affirmation or anything. And this is such a flexible layout and I really love it. But that bottom box on the right, I never used it because by the time the week was over, I was already moving to the next week. But I think the simple shift of moving it up to the top left is actually really, really helpful because then you can have your habit tracker. Like one of mine, if I'm doing gratitude journaling, could be did I do my journaling? Did I get enough sleep? Did I spend time with the kids today? Anything like that. But then you have this spot where you can put the theme of the week, you can put what you were thinking or what you're most grateful for or whatever. Or if you're using this, of course, for just a regular planner, this could be the place where you mark down what are my non-negotiables for the week. And they're not kind of forgotten in the place that you're not looking, because I usually would just never look at this bottom part. But when it's going to be at the very top of the week, I feel like you'll look at this more and you'll say, okay, here's my major appointments. So, like in my daily planning right now with my HB90, at the beginning of the week, I always just have one little section where I put the appointments that I have because otherwise I set my own time, which I know is a really luxury thing to have this day and age, but I will forget an appointment, even if it's in my Google Calendar, out of sight, out of mind. But if it's in my planner at the top of the week, I will always remember that, oh, I have that meeting at 1 on Monday. And so for me, moving this up to the top is a really big win. And I really like having that with the little habit trackers at the top. So then we have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, which to me feels like the first half of the week. Having Thursday over here and then Friday with the weekend always felt a little bit off center to me, but I actually really like having Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. It just feels a little more balanced to me. I don't know how to explain it exactly, but that's the big change for the horizontal planner. And so, of course, you have that going throughout the month. And then you have an asterisk at the top and a single lined notes page with the new color. And you can see it's a very subtle change from August to September, but it is a beautiful transition. And this is just a slightly lighter, more muted color. And then we switch into September. And that's going to follow the same pattern. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump over to January and we're going to just go back to a previous planner and we're going to look at the colors and how they have changed. So, 2027 design over here. This was a 2025 design, I think. 2024. I can't remember which one this is. I feel like 2024. If you're interested in the massive changes, we're going to go through them. Then we have February was always this kind of pink color, and now it is similar, but not quite as dark in terms of the tabs. Then March was this sort of peach, or I mean, mint color. Oh my gosh, look at this February with all that pink. I don't even need stickers. I just love it. Then March is this, it's still pink, but it has like a very light peachy to it as opposed to the mint. But I have to also say, like, I really loved the Edavi designs, but this to me, like I said, just feels very fresh to have it be colorful, but also minimal, I guess. April is this sort of reddish coral color instead of this periwinkle. May, which was this light peachy color, is now orange. Least favorite, my least favorite. But I do prefer this color to this peachy color. And if you want to compare the March, if you were thinking they're similar, they're not. This you can tell is definitely peach, and this is more like rose. Then June, we have a bright, bright yellow. So this is like lemonade yellow instead of this green. July is where we have that sort of marigold, golder toned yellow instead of blue. And then August, we go to this super bright blue instead of yellow. And again, just to compare, this looks more similar. So the August looks to be a lot more similar to the July color. It's not quite the same, but it's very similar. Then September, we have a light blue as opposed to previous purple. And then October is a dark blue, which is very similar to the previous July. You put those on each other. Those are very similar, just different times of year. And we're out of this orange. So I can kind of show you the difference between the two oranges. This orange to me is like an eyesore. I never was a fan of that color of orange, but you can see how the orange in the new colors is just a much more mango kind of lighter pastel color. I'm not good at describing colors, but this is just an in your face bright orange, like a pumpkin orange. And this is just much more peachy orange, I guess. And it's very beautiful. I love it. So November we have is now this beautiful emerald green color instead of blue. And then this light green of December, which I also was never a fan of, has now changed to this minty kind of green, which is not the same as the previous mint. It's darker, but it's really pretty and I love it. And you'll see that throughout the entire month of December, which I think looks great for Christmas stickers. It's just really pretty. And then we also have a gray notes tab, and I paid the extra. Well, I didn't pay anything for this. Thank you to the EC team. But I always pay the extra money to get the upgraded pages on the back. So you have several choices as to what you can get in the back of your planner. I think they have like a goals one, a dot grid, a graph paper, or this. There might be other changes to that, but we've got lined paper here. And these lined pages do not have the asterisk on it, which I actually prefer, just blank. So that is really nice. And then we have an overview of 2028, which this is always the page that's like a jump scare to me. I'm like, I don't want to see 2028, please. We could just, let's not think about like how old I'm going to be on January 23rd, 2028. I don't want to think about it. But I would love to still be around for that. So let's just hold on to that. So then we have a mirror of that first page where we have the sunburst or the asterisk legacy design here. And then we have some really beautiful stickers in the back. So let's take a look at these. I love these. I don't always use the birthday stickers and things like that, but I feel like some of the changes to these stickers is just really functional. And the colors are just giving me life. I just feel like they match more. They're just really, for me, this is my vibe. This is like rainbow, beautiful, very matching. Love it. And then we have, these are silver page flags in the back. And then, ooh, this is my first time seeing this very pretty light pink folder. Okay, I love this. I do love the folder. And then that same yellow on the back of the planner. All right, Erin Condren, I love this planner. I love this planner. I have to say, I feel like they raise the bar every year. And I cannot even imagine the pressure that they feel of like, okay, we're making changes. Some people are going to like it. Inevitably, some people are going to hate it. Some people are going to come back to EC after not using them, and some people will leave. And I'm sure that comes with it a lot of pressure for such a big company. But I don't know, maybe I'm just too much of a fangirl, but other than the lack of purple and the plain vellum, I'm obsessed with this design. I really, really, really love this. And the challenge here is that I really love this, but I also really love the toile. And I'm sure that some of you have seen some reviews of the toile design. This is not even it, but I will put some examples in a minute up on the screen because the toile is also really, really beautiful. It's giving country cottage and it's very pastel, and the floral planners usually have that repeated color design where you have like only 6 colors of tabs just repeated twice. But this year, for the first time ever, the 12 design has 12 unique colors for the tabs, and it's really beautiful. And I am definitely going to be ordering one. I just don't know which one yet. Maybe hourly in 12. I don't know, but I'm definitely going to be franken planning some of that because it's so pretty. So that is a look at all of the tabs for the horizontal and the color changes and everything like that. Like I said, we also have this beautiful toile cover with I think this one's called toile wallpaper because it has the pink, and this comes in multiple colors. Then we also have the choose your word covers, and you can get these separately or you can get them as part of the planner. Like I could have just ordered this planner with the cover, and this comes as well in multiple colors. Like it has a black background, it has, I know there's a yellow one, a black one, and then this dusty rose pink one. There might be a yellow one, I can't remember, but you can get it, you can basically have it say anything you want. And so this one makes me happy, buy me books and tell me I'm pretty. But you could also say, like, this will be my best year ever. You could say your word of the year on here and what it means to you. So that's kind of nice to fun to play around with. Then we did look at the beautiful stickers, which is basically the same design on each one, but just changing the colorway. I really like this little to-do list sticker. So these are really nice. There is a 12 sticker book as well, and there's lots of new accessories and things like that. So definitely go and check out all of those things. But now that we are approaching the second half of the video, I want to talk about some of the other changes that you are probably going to see. Like if you don't use horizontal, what are some of the other changes? So I'm just going to talk you through them real quick, and then we're going to do a screen share and I'll show you on the Erin Condren website. So first of all, the vertical planner is getting lines. So this is a huge change. So if you've ever seen the vertical planner, let me grab an example. This is an old planner, 2019, 2020, something like, oh, 2020. Same colors that you saw in the previous one, but this is how much things have changed. Like I just, sometimes you forget how far they've come. But the vertical, why did I pick orange, you guys? Let's move to a different color. Let's escape the orange. So the vertical is always this design where you have the 3 different sections of the planner and then this bottom line. Some of the changes that they've made for this year are now they are adding lined boxes like the horizontal has the lines here on the page. You will have those same lines all through these boxes. Obviously, not between days, but the whole boxes will have lines. I feel like this is a feature that a lot of people have been asking for a very long time, partially because some people have real trouble writing straight without lines. But otherwise, a lot of people have asked for this. I am not super jazzed about the vertical lines because I like to use a lot of stickers, and I already use whiteout to cover some of the other pieces because I don't always use the vertical as 3 boxes. And so I'm always using whiteout to white out anything that doesn't fit my sticker design. But I'm going to reserve judgment until I order it and I see it. I'll probably get it in the minimal design because, like I said, you've got the legacy design, which is this colorful design. You've got toile, which is more like muted pastel type colors. And then you have the minimal, where all of the tabs are gray and there's no color in the planner. And so this has none of these sort of colorful boxes. So I'll probably get that just so I'm not whiting out a bunch of color. but I'm going to reserve judgment to see how I like it because it's such a big change that I don't really know how I'm going to feel about it. But let me know what you think about it. I've seen mostly, I think, positive that people are really excited about the lines. So let me know how you feel about it. So that's one of the major changes. The sidebar also, I think last year, a couple of years ago, they took away this little mini calendar, which I hate the mini calendar, so I'm glad it's gone. But again, with planners, any change is going to make some people happy and some people upset. So I just always feel sorry and like I wish there was a way to make all configurations of planners so that everybody could get exactly what they wanted. So I always hate to say I hated that little mini calendar, but I always covered it because I hated it. So I'm one in the camp of like being very glad that the mini calendar is gone. But on the vertical, they have now put two habit trackers at the bottom. And then some of the lines, like half the lines on the sidebar, now have a little dot, like a circle that you could fill in, similar to the habit tracker circles or like what you see on the dashboard page, like this. See the little dots that will be here so that you can have more of like a to-do list, and it's meant to make the planner a little bit more functional. So we'll see how it turns out. So that's the big change with the vertical. The horizontal, of course, has the change with the top dashboard now up here on the side. The daily duo has another one of the biggest changes. So the Daily Duo is a daily page, and I think I might have one to show you, but I'm not sure if I have it nearby. Okay, I grabbed one. keep, I keep rolling over the popping packing stuff. Okay, so on the daily page, you can get this in A5 or 7x9. So here's the size difference of the planners, A5 or 7x9. If you get the Daily Duo, it comes in two books. So you get 6 months in one and 6 months in the other. And the daily page, I think, is basically going to stay the same as it was. So you have the full day timed, and then you have a to do check box and then a blank box. But this is to me such an amazing change. They are adding in a weekly page. So at the beginning of every week, there will be a dashboard layout. So I grabbed this because, of course, it's not still in my planner because I always pull them apart. But this is the dashboard layout that came out last year. So you have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday with a blank box here, all lined, a priorities tab, 6 habit trackers, a to-do checklist, and a notes section. This is very functional. And I used this a lot last year for social media planning. I haven't used it in 2026, but I might be using the rest of that planner that I got last year in my Franken planner coming up. But anyway, this dashboard page will now go in between the weeks. So you would have Friday, Saturday, Sunday, blanks note page. And then when you turn the page to the next week, it'll be Sunday with a blank note page. And then it'll be, instead of this, it'll be this, I think. That's kind of how it makes sense to me, but I'll find a review if you're interested to see for sure. And I know that on the Erin Condren website, these planners are all live now, so you can just go and flip through the planner, it said. So now it will have, instead of just the weekly overview, it will have the dates and it will have this exact dashboard layout. So it's kind of like they married the Daily Duo with the dashboard planner. And one of the reasons that I created the HB90 planner back in 2018 was because I could not find a planner that had a monthly spread, a weekly spread, and a daily spread. And now Erin Condren has done it. And I still love my HB90 planner and I will continue to use that. But man, I would never have even probably created it if this existed. Like, to me, this is kind of the holy grail if you are a daily planner, to have the weekly overview as well. And the way that I like to use it is the weekly overview is my ideal week. This is how I would like the week to go. This is all one place to see all my appointments, all my major tasks, everything that has to get done. And then the daily page is more flexible. This is where I'm actually living my life and moving things around as I go because I need a place that I can see the weekly overview, not just each individual page where I'm having to flip back and forth. So to me, this is a huge, huge benefit to it. Another thing that is changed is previously last year, the only daily duo that you could get, or the only A5 planner that you could get, was the daily duo. And now you can get the dashboard layout in A5. So in that would be a big A5 planner. I think it comes in 12-month or 18-month, but I don't have confirmation of that without looking at the site. But you can now get this A5 size in the dashboard layout as well as the daily duo. So I am very tempted to get the dashboard layout in the A5 because I think it does make a really good social media planner. But you, if you've been around for a while, you know I have tried every possible planner imaginable to be a social media planner, and I never stick with one social media planner. So we'll see. We'll see if I ever find anything that I can stick with. But uh, this could be the thing. Maybe the A5 daily duo or the A5 dashboard would be the solution. I don't know. But those are the biggest changes. Also, you can get the A5 dashboard layout in Legacy or 12, but I don't think it comes in the minimal design. But the daily duo comes in all the designs for 7x9 and then the Legacy and 12 for A5. So I don't think that there is a minimal A5 option. So you can get Legacy or Toile A5 in Daily Duo or Dashboard, but you can get the 7x9 planners. All of them will come in minimal, Toile, and Legacy designs. So those are all the changes. But before we go, let's go to my screen and I'll just kind of show you some of my thoughts of how it actually looks on the website. All right, I am on the Erin Condren website with all the beautiful colors. So let's take a look at some of the new accessories and things. So here on the page, all you have to do to shop is click shop now. And of course, I do have my affiliate links down below. I would super love it if you would use those. So we have the mini notepad here, this little to do or the priorities one that is the Toile. Those still have limited qualities, but right now as this recording, they still are available. So you get one of those for free with your purchase. And then down here, you can see the weekly life planner, which is going to be the hourly, horizontal, vertical dashboard. The daily life planner is that daily duo that comes in two separate books that will carry you for 12 months. So each book is 6 months. The A5 spirals and ring planners is going to be the daily duo and the dashboard layout, which I might purchase. And look how beautiful this cover is behind here. And then you have planner accessories. The monthly planner has not changed yet. So that usually launches maybe next month or by June or so, that next one will launch, and then academic planner and stuff like that. But these are really kind of the new things. You can see on the bar the most popular. So there you get a good look at the beauty of the Toile planner, but also if you look on their site, you can see all these beautiful pictures of the brand new portfolio covers. So you have a beautiful, that sort of butter yellow color, a very bright pink, and then that beautiful blue that kind of matches my shirt. It's just like a pure royal blue. But let's kind of dive into some of the accessories to take a look here at these. So first of all, you have these colorful dual tip markers, and I think that I have almost every color that they've offered before. So this is probably going to be some of the same ones along with some new ones. But this is where I'm sad because if you notice all these colors, you have various degrees of pink, several yellows, a couple of greens, and 3 different blues, but there is no purple. So that's a bit disappointing. If you go into the earth tones, you can see a couple of purpley colors. So you've got this heather purple down at the bottom, but in their previous iteration of the dual tip markers, they had just a couple of really nice purples. So I'm sad that those are gone, but maybe they'll release more colors, but this obviously is meant to match the tab colors. So you get a 12 pack and you have one to match each of the months of your planner. So I would imagine these earth tones are the same for the 12, but we can take a look at that. This Legacy Starburst sticker book is the one that I showed you, but here is the Twal sticker book. So you've got that same kind of wallpaper design, except it's in blue, and you have a look here at the sticker pages, which are slightly different configuration, I think, than the Legacy ones, but very pretty pastel kind of colors. Then we have new magnetic bookmark sets. So you have the warm set that really matches that Legacy, and then you have the pastel set as well. I like these. They're kind of like plastic squishy with really strong magnets inside. So I like these. They've had variations on magnets in the past, and these are probably my favorite magnets EC has ever had. Then we've got the Legacy Snap-in bookmarks, and to me, I can't fully tell, but it looks like these are shorter but thicker than the previous versions of the bookmarks. So I'm probably going to pick these up. But look at this. Oh my gosh. I'm so happy for this right here. This is definitely going into my cart. These three beautiful bright colors, the pink, the yellow, and the blue, which are the same as the portfolio colors or the clear folio. Oh my gosh. The folders have been one of my favorite additions to EC over the last couple of years, and these colors are beautiful. I would love to see a purple. Just since we don't get purple in the planner, let's get purple in one of these others. So then we have the Snap-in weekly dashboard where you can write with a wet or dry erase marker, a 12 version, a minimal version. Then you have the Legacy Snap-in notes, Twal snap-in notes. So these are just things that snap into your planner, but they have sticky notes on them. I think these are really pretty. They're much more minimal than I've seen some in the past, and I like that these have tabs on them. So that would be a good way to mark things like on that notes section that you want to flag for later, or you could put them along the top. So I probably will pick those up. But when I saw this Legacy washi tape fan, I was like, oh my gosh, I need this so bad. So what I think is happening here is you've got this washi tape fan with this beautiful design on it, but it's sectioned into small stickers. So if you see here, you've got some long stickers and some short ones. I love this. I will definitely be getting this. And Erin Condren always has a thing where if you get 4 or more accessories, you get 15% off. So I always try to get like one planner and at least 4 accessories just to get that deal. Here's the Twal one. So pretty. I just love these florals. It's the design this year, I think, are just really beautiful. It looks like the Candy Clear planner folio has already sold out, but don't worry, they always bring stuff back. It's just a matter of supply chain stuff there. So I'll be waiting for that one to come back in stock. I really do like the clear folios because you can, if you travel with your planner, you can put it in your bag without worrying that your planner is going to get messed up, but it doesn't cover the cover. You can still see the beauty of the cover inside, which the covers are one of my favorite parts of the planner. So I love that. We've got this royal blue planny pack. And then we have a butter yellow and a royal blue of an elastic band that will hold your planner closed, especially if you're like me and you stuff extra things. Like if you put those folders in there and you put stickers in there and you use stickers every day, it's going to start to get big. So when you put it in your bag or anything like that, it will definitely get messed up. So if you don't buy a folio, you can definitely get this adjustable elastic band, and you can fit 3 of the pins on there, which is great. We've got an accordion zip that comes in multiple colors with the asterisk on it. Then we have the canvas tote bag, which these are very thick tote bags. I really like that black actually, but the pink is pretty too. I'm not digging this brown. What do you think of the brown? I don't know. It kind of has like a craft paper feel to it maybe. Okay, then we have same things they always have. You have customizable hourly stickers, vertical stickers, horizontal stickers. You've got customizable events and boxes. You've got a daily priorities notepad, custom meal planning, a note from the teacher. That's not new. So now we're getting into things that were already on the website there. So those are the new accessories. And then, of course, if we go into planners, EC always has like a rollout launch. So right now we've got the main life planners, the monthly planners, the teacher planners, the academic planners. Those will all come in future months. So hold off on those. But here you can see you also have a couple of choices, 4 choices for ring agendas. So these are A5 ring agendas. So you've got a midnight blue, a light blush, a black, and this eucalyptus green. And you can get those same designs like the legacy or the toile in I think it's only the daily duo pages that will go in this. So then we've got the weekly planners. This is like your hourly, your dashboard planner, the horizontal and the vertical now with lines. So I did just quickly go through and put a metallic life planner with the rose gold coil in my cart. And unfortunately, it's not showing with a $10 discount. So I'm going to reach out to them and find out why it was free for last year, but not free for this year. There could have been a change that they just didn't let us know about, or it could be an error on the site, but we will find out. But for now, if you want that rose gold coil, it is an upcharge. So you've got the platinum or silver coil is free, and then it's $10 for the rose gold or the gold coil. But like I said, for a while of most of last year, it was not an upgrade for the rose gold coil. So that might be a change that I don't know about. But what am I going to buy? This is so hard because I feel like I always think about using the daily planner and then I don't. So I think I'm probably not going to jump into that yet again. Also, by the way, you can see these covers on the weekly planners, but you can really get any cover that you want on these planners. So you can order this one, for example, but then you can also go into accessories and you can look for interchangeable covers and you can get any of these other covers that are on the website as an add-on. And see, unless they're metallic, they're usually about $8.50. And then if you get 4 or more of the accessories, you get 15% off. So they're really not super expensive to get new covers. So here's that toile stripe. Here's the letterboard. So it doesn't come in purple. It comes in black, white, yellow, and pink. And then if it's a metallic cover or some other kind of specialized cover, it usually is a little bit more expensive. I really like these diamond ECAT covers as well, or ICAT. How do you say that? So if you navigate to planners and then you go to Petite Planner Folio System, you can get to this page. So we also have these clear folios for the petite folios, and I think these are really nice. It looks like this peacock one is sold out, but this new candy clear one is here, and it's basically like a traveler's notebook. So you have the clear folio and then you have 4 elastics to put your planners inside. But if you prefer the booklet style planning instead of the coil, which I know for some lefties, this might be a better option for you, or if you travel a lot with your planner and you just want something small that you can take just a single book, but you have a little more flexibility, you might enjoy the Petite Planner. I usually pick up this monthly Petite Planner that has 18 months because I find it really helpful to see that overview of the next year and a half for all of my content planning. But this Legacy Starburst, Sunburst, what are they calling it? It is absolutely beautiful. I just love the color. It's making me happy. So I'm definitely going to pick this up. And it comes with one single sheet of stickers. And then you've got more Petite Planner folios that you can choose from. So it looks like right now they only have the 2026 ones available. So I'm thinking that they haven't released the entire, this might be why you can't build the planner system, but they haven't released the entire Petite Planner system maybe yet, just the 18-month and the new folio. So I'm not sure when the daily duo kind of versions of these quarterly planners will come out, but for now they do still have the ones from this year on the website. The other thing that is new. Sadly, Hello Kitty collaboration is ended. I did pick up a lot of Hello Kitty stuff on discount, which was great. But now we are moving into new collaborations, and one of them is Stony Clover Lane, which I really like the few items that I have from Stony Clover Lane. And I am definitely going to pick up one of these covers. So you've got either the yellow cover or the pink cover, and you can get it on a life planner, any of the life planners that you want, or you can get it on a notebook. So what's cool is it's not going to have the upraised patch. Like if you're familiar with Stony Clover Lane, it's patches that you can feel. It's like sewn onto your bags. This is not a patch. This is a picture, right? So it's still flat like normal. It's just going to look like the patch, but it's a flat cover. So I feel like there could be some confusion there. But if I wanted to get one for Sarah, I would put the S on here. And then you can put your name, or you can put other if you want to put some other things on there. I'm going to put no thanks for now. And you'll see the S shows up, so you can customize it to that. And then when you come through the process, this is where you choose weekly page layout. So do you want the vertical, which you can see now? This is what the lines look like. So we have the lined vertical. Otherwise, it's still the same. It has the colorful boxes in 3 section and then the shaded box at the bottom. The sidebar is a little bit different, right? Because we have the to-do checklist and the 2 habit trackers. But the lines, I have kind of paid attention to some of the comments all around, and I was looking through them again last night, and I feel like it's a love it or hate it situation. For me, like I said, I'm gonna reserve my opinion on it until I've tried it. So I probably will be ordering one of these as well. So you've got vertical, the hourly has basically not changed other than I don't know if they had the habit tracker on the side before. The horizontal is what I showed you, and then the dashboard layout looks like this. And this dashboard layout, like I said, this 2-page spread will now be in every week of the Daily Duo as well. So you get this and daily pages if you do the Daily Duo, which I think is a great change. And my problem, this is why I always do Franken planning. My problem is that I just want them all and I can't ever choose. Here's the toile designs if you want to see like the vertical with the toile colors, and you can see the colorful tabs on the side, and you've got much more like muted earthy tones, and it's very pretty. Then the minimal is the gray. So with minimal, we just have the lines and all gray, no color at all, no shaded boxes. It's just as simple as it can get. So those are your options. With the calendar options, you can get 12 months starting in July, 12 months starting in August. So if you want to go with like an academic year, 12 months starting in January of 2027, or 18 months starting in July. Now, the upgrade to 18 months previously was, I think, $5, but it's right now it's showing us $10 on the website. So I think that price has increased. So just be aware of that as you're building your planner. And then the functionality here with 40 add-on pages, your options are you can add 40 lined pages, 40 goal setting pages, which have this start date, completion date, milestones, goal type, details, action steps, inspiration, and then a progress tracker for every month, like how many days you wrote or whatever you were working on. So to me, this is a goal tracker, but it also feels more like a project tracker. So if you've got a lot of projects, or you're writing books, or you're working on social media, that could be a cool way to track your projects. And then the final one is a budget section. So if you're using your planner for finances and stuff too. So these are basically the options. And I'm going to add to cart, but I didn't see a place on this one. Oh, there it is. So you can see here, I can change to the gold coil or the rose gold coil, and that's going to be a $10 upcharge. And I'm going to click view. Next step. Let's just go through and choose. So I'll just choose vertical, minimal, 18 months with the lined pages. So this is kind of like the most you could possibly spend on the planner. So in this example, we're at $90.50. So just like everything, prices are going up, which I feel like is kind of inevitable as material costs go up. But if you want to make it a little bit more affordable, go with like the Stony Clover Lane covers are a little bit more expensive. The gold coil is more expensive. The extra pages on the back are more expensive. So gives you kind of an option to save a little bit of money if you take some of those other options off. But also, another way to save money if you're bundling things together is to get some of the accessories. But that is a quick look at what the website looks like. I'm going to go ahead and place an order so I can get that free mini notebook as well. So I'm going to be here for a little while, but later I'll show you guys what I ended up picking up. But let me know if you decide to buy an Erin Condren planner and what you decided to get. All right, you guys, that is finally my review of all the goodies, all the beautiful things. And this isn't even the half of it. Like you saw on the site, there's so many more beautiful things. And Erin Condren is really good about releasing more and more things. So there's just going to be lots of beautiful things to spend your 20% off coupon on. I would certainly appreciate it if you are going to make a purchase to use one of my links in the description down below, and that at no charge to you gives me affiliate payment, which allows me to continue to review their planners and buy them and Franken plan them. Also, if you have never made a purchase from Erin Condren before, I do have a link below where if you click on that, it will give you a free $10 coupon for your first purchase, and that you can apply that towards your life planner purchase if you decide to make one. So thank you so much for being here. Let me know your thoughts on the new planners. This, I feel like every year I say, oh, this is my favorite design ever. You can kind of see the changes in colors from the previous year. So you have a lot of the same colors, but you don't have this purple, and the colors are just brighter. And it's a subtle difference to a degree, but also I know it's a big change for a lot of people, but I am very happy about it. I love the new colors. They're just making me feel very happy, and I cannot wait to dive into actually using this planner. So thank you again to Hannah and the Erin Condren team, and to Tanya and everybody that works over there for continuing to give us a superior product and to keep delivering on some gorgeous designs. And of course, thank you so much to you for sticking with me to look at all these beautiful designs. I just love you guys, and I'm so glad you're here. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button, and I will see you guys in my next video where I'm gonna walk you through my custom A5 setup for Q2. All right, love you guys. Bye.